Part 1 was Phase 1 and 2, and so Part 2 today is going to be Phase 3. So I'm going to be taking the movies from Phase 3, and I'm going to be giving them counterparts. Now, if you have not seen Part 1, I would go see Part 1, because there are some things that are tied in from that into this one. Okay. So, let's get into it with Phase 3, the first year of Phase 3, 2016. So let's get into it with the first year. So the first film is our Captain America Civil War film, which, based on what we have for our Iron Man in this universe, which is Batman, I think it's pretty obvious who I'm choosing, or what I'm choosing for the movie for Batman v Superman, and it's Batman v Superman. I just said that. Whatever the movie is, it's Batman v Superman. So this movie will deal with the fallout of the Legion of Doom and all this stuff. The Justice League will have gotten a bit intact, and it'll have a similar thing to the Sokovia Accords, and Batman and the Justice League will basically be fractured into Team Batman and Team Superman, yeah. And this movie, like Captain America Civil War, introduced Wakanda and Atlantis, or Wakanda and Black Panther. This one is going to introduce Atlantis and Aquaman. And the villain I chose for another obscure villain is going to be Psycho Pirate, because I feel like he needs to appear there so we can set up a bigger scale event in Infinity War. So next we have our Doctor Strange movie. Now, Doctor Strange, I think, is an obvious parallel, is going to be Dr. Fate. So this movie is going to be the first movie that's going to have to take place solely on an alternate Earth. It's going to be taking place on Earth 2. And every movie so far has taken place at least on Earth 1 a little bit. But this is going to take place solely on Earth 2. It's going to see an old retired Kent Nelson who used to be Dr. Fate on the JSA, and now he's retired. However, his long enemy, Dr. Chaos, comes, and now he's forced to get the Helmet of Fate and suit up as Dr. Fate once more. However, in the end, he'll learn that a crisis is coming. So next we have our 2017 movie, starting with our Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 movie, which, if you have seen Phase 2, you'll know that this is, of course, Green Lantern Corps 2. This movie will introduce Guy Gardner and Jessica Cruz. I know usually Simon Baz is with Jessica Cruz, but I chose Guy Gardner because I really like him, and Jessica Cruz because I think she is also a really cool villain. I mean, hero, not a villain. Sorry, she's a hero. She's a really cool Green Lantern. And then the villains, that's what I was meaning, the villains will be the Sinestro Corps, because they were set up in the first movie, and Sinestro was a villain in Justice League 2, so he's going to be the villain in this movie. Green Lantern Corps 2, at that, alright. So next we have our Spider-Man Homecoming, which I chose for a younger hero. I chose Shazam. So Shazam is going to be the story of Billy Batson, so it's going to be similar to the movie that we got, only in the end he isn't going to give his powers to his siblings, and the villain is going to be Dr. Sivana. So yeah, that is basically it. I don't know what much to say about that movie. Oh, I totally forgot to mention about Batman v Superman. Superman will die in that movie. So yeah. Next we have our Thor Ragnarok parallel, which is going to be Wonder Woman War. which is going to be our third Wonder Woman movie. This one will have Ares as the big bad, and it will see Donna Troy get introduced as Wonder Girl. I also forgot to mention that in the first Flash movie, Wally West will get introduced, and then in the second Flash movie, he will get powers, because we're kind of setting up the Teen Titans as well, or the Titans at least, with Jessica Cruz as well, and Shazam. Alright, so now we start really getting into the big time stuff of Phase 3. So, starting off, we have our Black Panther movie, which is, of course, it's going to be our counterpart to Black Panther in this universe. It's going to be Aquaman. So this will see Aquaman returning to Atlantis and him ending up becoming king, and he faces his brother, Ocean Master. Black Panther will also be a secondary villain, but he won't be as prominent, because I'm going to have him be in there later. So after that, with all this build-up, we have Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths, which is going to be our Infinity War. This film will see the Antimatter arrive, and in the end, he will destroy all of the universes. And basically, Red Tornado will die. So after that, we get two more lighthearted movies that are more happy, that can set up event or Justice League 4. So starting off, we have our Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. Not Captain Marvel, Ant-Man and the Wasp. So we're looking for a team up, and that movie is going to be Hawkman and Hawkgirl. This will see Hawkman and Hawkgirl return to Thanageria, and they end up fighting against their longtime enemy, Vandal Savage, and we'll also learn about the Nth Metal and all this stuff that can help in the final crisis. So next up, we have our last three movies of Phase 3. Starting off, we have another lighthearted movie, which is going to be our Captain Marvel movie, which is going to be Martian Manhunter. So Martian Manhunter, this will of course take place in the 90s. We'll see Malefic is the villain, and this will introduce Magan Morse into it all. And then the next movie is going to be our Avengers Endgame, which is going to be our culmination of everything so far. It's going to be the big culmination of it all. Justice League Final Crisis, which is going to see the Justice League team up with the Spectre, and just they eventually are able to save the multiverse and rewrite everything. In the end, we'll see Superman once again. He will die. He will get brought back in Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths, and he will once again sacrifice himself. And then Batman will disappear. He will retire and disappear. And then that will set up people to take up their mantles. And then at this point, we'll see more heroes sort of taking the Justice League's place, like the Titans. So in the end, after that, we have our Spider-Man Far From Home movie, which is going to be our final film of Phase 3. That is going to be The Atom. The Atom, I was going to have this be Ant-Man, but then I realized I needed The Flash 2. So we're going to push The Flash 3 to Phase 4. So The Atom is going to, its main villain is going to be Kronos, and a secondary villain will be Bug-Eyed Bandit. And that's about it. I don't really know much about what else to do with this movie. So, yeah, that's it for Phase 3. Hope you guys enjoy. We'll see Phase 4 in a new video. And it's either going to be coming out or coming out soon. I will be doing a new series on the channel where I explain facts about a certain animal. And the first in the series is going to be about a beaver. It's going to be about beavers. Also, please go to Break It Down and subscribe to them, because we're going to be doing a video on that channel reviewing the WandaVision finale episode. So that is all from Nick Shares. Hope you enjoy. Bye.